Alright, well, I decided to make another video because I didn't want you guys to think I'm turning into an ass dragger. So anyhow, I went one step forward, two back kind of here, but I'll show you that in a minute. So you always want to run a copper line, always. If you put a plastic line in your car, or you did it recently for No Name Nationals, rip it out, put a copper line in. It will screw up on you and you can burn your car down. I used to have a plastic line on a 347 stroker. It started leaking. I was driving down the freeway, giving her on the way to work. I had headers on it with header wrap. It saturated the header wrap with oil and burst into flames. The next thing you know, I have a tow truck or a fire truck chasing me down the white mud on the freeway on the way to work. And that is no bullshit. So they're dangerous. Don't run them. To save $20, it's not worth your car. Alright, when I'm doing brass fittings, I just use pipe dope. That's all you need, especially if they're new. If they're old and stretched, then use Teflon tape. I see a lot of guys using Teflon tape like it's the best thing since sliced bread, but they don't even know how to use it. They're wrapping it the wrong way, so it comes untied. Like it hurts my brain to watch. So anyhow, make sure you know what you're doing, and if you wrap using Teflon tape, don't wrap the first thread or two. Two reasons for that. It gives too much lubrication, you over tighten it and stretch everything. Second reason is it'll come unraveled and plug up whatever you're doing. Not a good thing. On compression fittings with ferrules, don't put them in dry. Use some grease, anti-seize, or even a little pipe dope, because when you start tightening it up, there's a lot of friction there between the ferrule and the nut. So cover everything with some kind of lube. It doesn't hurt nothing. People say, oh, you don't need it. Bullshit. Put it on. Same thing goes here. This would be a well, and it's a wet well. So I put pipe dope on there when I thread it into the jacket on the bushing, and then I just use copper coat on there, and I put it all over where it seals in the well, because same thing, you're going to get friction, and it'll fight the friction, and you'll get it tighter without cranking on it. And it helps things seal, definitely. Alright, got that taken care of. I'm going to sleeve it where I go through the firewall, most definitely. The way these lines work, these mechanical temperature gauge, they're full of ether, they're full of starter fluid is what they are. And when they get hot over there, the ether expands and then it pushes on the gauge almost like pressure, and it changes it to temperature. That's how they work. But I just snapped this one off, but honestly I don't think it was my fault. I had it in this car not this car, I had it in so many cars and probably got wiggled back and forth, and it was on the gauge. I hooked it up, I came back and looked in, and next thing you know it was off. So I don't think it was my fault. I think it was pretty much sheared off as it was, and that's the way she goes. So she's dick now, but I have another gauge in the house, so I'll just put it in, even though this one meant a lot to me, but that's the way she goes. But yeah, so we got her tied in there, good to go. So that's it about gauges. Like I say, also make sure it can't rub on anything, so use a piece of rubber hose, whatever you got to do to make things good. But yeah, that's about it. I was using this old drill today. This drill, my old boss gave it to me, the best guy I ever worked for in my life. I guess the safety guy didn't like it anymore and was telling him to throw it out, so I took it home. It's Miller's Falls Tools, and this thing is the best drill I've ever seen. Like, this friggin' drill has every bit as much power as an old Milwaukee whole hog, and I don't know what it's from. It's probably from the 60s, and I don't even think it's broke in. It will bust your bloody wrists off, but it's, yeah, you can just throw a 3/4 inch block pipe in for a handle. It's awesome. So let me know if you know anything about that tool company, because it's better than good. This is second to none, I'll tell you that. So alrighty, have a good one till next time.